Hello YouTube, it's Ian here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another Frazetta-Verse comic book review. Today we're going to be looking at Death Dealer number 5, which is the Sea Witch short story. So, this one is actually not written by the first team that did the main Death Dealer story, so it's actually written by Thorin Gronbeck. I apologize if I say their name wrong. They might be Scandinavian, I guess. The illustrator is Diego Galindo, who is not the same guy as before. The first guy is Stefano Martino. And the colorist and letterer are the same though, so it does have a continuous feel to it, even if the art style does change a little bit. So the colorist is Luis Antonio Delgado, and the letterer is Jacob Baskel. And yeah, so this starts with this kid, Orison of Ubron, praying to the Sea Witch, which is this character right here. She is this blue-skinned marine goddess. Actually, I think she's actually a witch. She's not actually a goddess, but there you go. That's what she looks like. And he's praying to this witch because there's these people that are coming to his city to ransack it. These people are called the Tratans, and he's begging her, praying for her to take down the Tratan ships, right? And she kind of has this monologue about, like, you know, this child is sweet, he does good things, he prays to me, and he sends me offerings all the time, but I am the goddess of the sea. My point is not to, you know, help one person over the other. It is to be fair to them all and do whatever needs to be done at the time, you know, and not really have preferences, right? Eventually, she comes to land to talk to him, to kind of meet him, to see what he's saying to her. And eventually, she gives him advice. She says, give her, actually, the ocean, what the ocean lacks. So give the Sea Witch, her, the person that's talking to him, what she can't find in the ocean, right? And the boy doesn't really understand what she's doing, what she's telling him. So he goes to the library, to this scholarly person, to ask them, right? And while he goes and does this, the Tratans finally attack the city, and they're ransacking it. They're, you know, ravaging the land and stuff like that. And it's going pretty poorly for the people of this place, right, of Ubron. Eventually, the sorceress arrives, the woman in purple, who is partners on this quest with Death Dealer, and she arrives because she wants to talk to the Sea Witch. Basically, she needs help in the coming battles, in the coming cosmological war that's happening in the Death Dealer universe, and she needs allies because Death Dealer is off in hell, and so she needs to find people of high power to help her in the coming battle. And so she shows up to the Sea Witch to ask her if she is willing to join her to recruit the Sea Witch. And she says no. She goes back to her throne after a very quick show of force against the sorceress, and she seeks the counsel of her friend in the seafloor, which I think is an octopus. Let me double check. I think it is an octopus, yeah. And the octopus is like, well, you know, do what you think is best, but, you know, maybe it's meaningless to just sit here and do nothing, even if it is your duty as the goddess of the sea, right? And she kind of is contemplating in silence, and she gets new prayers. And eventually, a sacrifice comes down to her, and it's actually a bottle of butterflies, a thing that the ocean does not give her, right? And so then the boy dies mid-prayer, and so she realizes that she liked this child, and so she rages, and she destroys the Tratan ships and the Tratan forces, and eventually does save Ubron, right? And she decides to join the sorcerers in the coming God War, and so that's where the story ends. And it was actually a pretty good, you know, volume. There wasn't really too much world building. I mean, there was in the sense that, you know, it happens in a new place. It's an ocean area. We know that there's people taking advantage of the situation. We know that there's this goddess / witch character, and we know that there's these elements of prayer and stuff like that. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it was good. The art style doesn't really work for me as much as Stefan Martino's does, or as Diego Yapur's does in the next issue. So yeah, I don't know. I like this story. I thought it was an interesting contemplative kind of thing, but it wasn't really my favorite. but I did enjoy it nonetheless. I think it was an interesting little like interlude before the next arc. And if I remember correctly, the reason this happened is because one of the members of the original team actually had to take time off from work to take care of his wife because she was pregnant. And so he took time off, and so instead of, delaying the story completely, they decided to add in some short stories from other creative teams to pad the situation until he came back, but also to kind of provide more world building and more time to develop other characters, which I think is a really great choice. I really liked it. So yeah, that's Death Dealer number 5, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.